I'm just gonna quickly show my my a quick little I guess a winning streak I had. I'm going to explain how I'm just gonna go for it real quick. It all started here with this draw, which by the way you saw that. What was that, like a 93% accuracy for both of us? Me a 93.5, and my opponent a 93.1. This was a this is very common in my games. You saw that, right? Look at that. My opponent ends up having you know, the 15 minute. This is 15 minute rapid games. 15 minute, 15, 10, 15 minutes, 10 seconds increment, I believe, and assuming the chess.com uh, assuming the chess.com web version is, this is okay, then I guess zero misses, zero blunders, and zero mistakes, and I guess this would look similar. I mean, this would also explain that 93 accuracy by both of us, 93.1 by my opponent, 93.5 by me. But honestly, I've heard people say that this isn't that impressive. I've heard people say that, you know, if you get like a 90% accurate, yeah, sure. But, it's still within your level, right? Because obviously, if I would have played someone much higher rated than me, I wouldn't have gotten a 90%, 93, 95% accuracy. But okay, let's review the game. I mean, we're not really gonna review it, but I am going to just quickly show you. I guess I'll just quickly talk about it, the mentality and everything. So, for example, I think this is already. I don't have notes. I should have had notes, uh, but I think this is already a bit of an interesting moment. Why is this an interesting moment? Well, because he can take, and then if I take, or maybe it's better to take with the bishop, right? But the point is, I will have to live for the rest of this game with a double pawn, right? These two pawns would be doubled. So I guess already an interesting moment, right? I was willing to accept that. You know what they say, double pawns, maybe not the best. But I was willing to accept that for the rest of my life, stay with, for the rest of this game, stay with doubled pawns. Um, he didn't take. Then I basically said, hey, your horsey is a little annoying. This horsey uh, doesn't have a lot of future. I mean, yes, you could have gone back, and then we have a completely different game, because it has no future here. So maybe you either go back here and then we trade, or I don't know, completely different game. But since I have a lot of games that I want to show you, I'm being fast. But okay, then the game continues. You already know the result of this game. This game is a draw. Uh, I would love to go more in depth, but I don't have I don't have a premium. Uh, you know, uh, yeah. This is why I'm also gonna show you some games in leeches, but I don't have a diamond. Yes, diamond membership, so that I could feel more confident showing you everything. But okay, we traded. My net was standing very pretty right here. Then he challenged it. Again, look at this. Another critical moment. I didn't initiate the exchange. I was totally cool getting my pawn stolen. I did. This is more of a waiting move slash. Uh, Maybe I have ideas, right, of going through. But okay, then I finally trade, and I just say, you know what? Let's go for it. I basically killed this bishop because obviously there were ideas of him going with his queen. And you know, right here. If I would have, if this knight is not here and it disappears, like imagine this knight didn't exist. Well, this is not pretty, right? Like there's some X-ray vision in here. So I traded and I just accepted my faith. I said, okay, this bishop is dead now. Your light square bishop is controlled, decently controlled. Now my light square bishop is absolutely trash. My light square bishop is just trash. There is a saying, there is like a thing people say that you're supposed to, you want your bishop outside of the pawn chain, right? So in this case, the engine is saying 0.16. I mean, it is still, even though I have a horrible bishop, the computer knows, the engine knows. Yeah, you're still good, because while he has most of his pawns in dark squares, and this is outside of his pawn chain, and this this light square bishop works well with the dark square pawns. I have it controlled, and I'm offering a trade of bishops. So liquidation. And here, of course, I thought about this, and I think the engine told me, yeah, do this, maybe reroute your bishop afterwards. But I said, it's fine, I can offer a queen trade because I'm solid. He actually then, says, nah, we're changing in my terms. I mean, we are exchanging in my terms. And I just, yeah, nothing happens here. I just closed everything. Okay, nothing happens. Yeah, draw. So that's one game. This is the game, because I'm not showing you games, from this moment to the past. I'm showing you games from this moment onwards, because as you can see, I had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I had a 5-game winning streak, but it actually becomes like a 7, maybe 8-game winning streak if I count the Leeches games, because I actually played most of my games in chess.com, but then I switched to Leeches, and I'm actually so happy I lost this game, because sometimes I get scared. I'm obviously not that good of a chess player, like, I'm just being honest, I'm not, but there have been multiple times, that opponents do tell me, hey, stop cheating, and it's I mean, chess has a problem when it comes to cheating. So yeah, and actually that is one of the reasons why I'm not into chess as much anymore. It's pretty sad. It is really sad, but I was very passionate about chess just like 2 years ago. But it's there's a lot of things, life, basically, life getting in the way, other priorities in life, and the fact that there's cheaters everywhere. Yeah, it turns me off, and like I said, there are other things in life, so I just yeah, I'm not as passionate about chess as I once was, which is pretty sad, but yeah. Anyways, this is my second game, and this basically started the winning streak. I had a bit of a bit of a winning streak, but I had a longer undefeated streak technically, because of that one game that started all with the draw. This is okay. I remember this game. This is an interesting game. I was a little scared about this. Some sort of check in here. That's why I immediately played this. But okay, he kept on attacking. You already know that when it's opposite sides castling, oof, it's gonna be a game. It's gonna be quite the game. And look at this, actually. I'm dead. It looks like I'm completely lost. +4 in this position. I would love to go and check, but it's because if I click game review, I waste my one and only free game review for chess.com, and this move did nothing. This move, I'm still dead. Oh, I think I remember the idea. It's just this. He can do it right now, and he could have done it right. Oh, well, maybe not right here, but maybe there was something. But whatever, I think right here he just needs to do that. I think that might be the winning move. It looks like I'm wrong. See, that just shows you the... Yeah, of course I'm wrong, we can just do this, yeah. But I remember seeing an idea like that. Maybe I was getting confused from another game. Yeah, maybe I was getting confused from another game. Yeah, because I remember there was a game that I played that this was the killer move. This was the killer move, and I was like, oh yeah, I can't do anything. Or maybe it happened in this game, but in a different position. I don't know. Anyways, we then we okay, we keep on playing. uh Gotta keep on defending. Also, maybe it could be that it's my web browser weak stockfish version. But okay, I grab a pawn. This looks like it's a massive mistake, and yes, I actually remember seeing this also on the while playing, and yeah, it wasn't good. But okay, my opponent is human. Good. I'm not playing against the cheater. So we just trade. This looks a little scary. This does look a little scary. At the end of the day, these are rapid games. Rapid games are it's not blitz or bullet, where you see a lot more mistakes. But rapid, you still see some mistakes. You do still see some mistakes here and there. Anyways, I needed to calculate very quickly because look at the time situation: 6 minutes versus literally seconds, 13 seconds. So I needed to calculate very quickly, and realize that I'm good, right? I covered up this diagonal. I didn't want him to go here, but yeah, he went for this. I grabbed the pawn. We exchanged queens, and I'm totally winning. I'm totally winning in this endgame, and I am very comfortable in this endgame too, which also matters. This I threw this check just for fun. I mean, just to throw a move, but later I realized that this was not really necessary. It's not a bad move, obviously, because I am totally completely winning, but it wasn't necessary. As you can see, I had to go back again to defend. But okay, we trade. I push. I literally went. Look at this. 1, 2, 3. I pushed that pawn. It literally went from G7 to G2 just like that. And this is completely winning, right? You do have to be careful. You do need to know what you're doing. But for example, this was very interesting. Just knowing that you can avoid some checks and whatnot. This, I didn't even need it to defend that pawn because I was threatening some nasty ideas. I still infiltrate. You can trade. I then trade, push the pawn, completely winning. You can't stop it. Let's move on to the next game. This game was also very interesting. So I just play interesting moves by my opponent. I'm just trying to play solid, good, decent chess. I expanded a little bit here. Then he basically, oh yeah, he just gave me a pawn. He just blundered a pawn. My opponent just blundered a pawn. It happens. Did some maneuvering here. Ended up getting the light square bishop and doubling your pawns. As you can see, that it's completely winning. But obviously, and there's a fork here. So this just scary. Oh, another funny moment here. The computer obviously shows you, oh yeah, it's winning, but maybe you don't realize that. While playing, obviously, you don't realize that. That's point number 1. And then point number 2 is that I actually found the best continuation, which my opponent did not play. He played this, then I took. No, it was this, my bad. Okay, then I got confused. There was something that I saw that my opponent didn't. Because I saw this. I did see this, obviously. But then there was something that I'm forgetting. Yes, obviously this was a bad idea, because he just allowed me to infiltrate. I can't remember what it was, but there was an idea that I saw that I was This also happens to me, has happened to me a few times, that in the middle of the game, I actually see the best move. The best continuation, engine-like, recommended by the engine, from my opponent, and my opponent ends up not playing the best moves. Let's say they played a good, decent move, maybe the 5th, 7th best move recommended by the engine. And it's funny because, funny enough, I was prepared for the strongest, or the 2nd strongest, or the 3rd strongest move. But okay, sure. I now have to calculate because I was expecting the strongest reply. How do I know this? Very simple. I review my games and I realized, oh wow, I was actually expecting my opponent to play the best move or the second or third best move, and he didn't play it. So now I have to calculate. And this is obviously especially worse if the position is complex. It's complicated, and I have very little time. But okay, and this is actually a good example of that, of me not having a lot of time on the clock and making a mistake because I took, and then I swear I obviously considered, giving another check, maybe either giving a check here or a check here, or maybe just to moving the king, or check and then moving the king, something like that. But I ended up doing this, which threatens checkmate, but there is one problem, and that is that I lose my queen. But my position is so good. I mean, you can see it by the engine. My position is so good. I'm at +6, and now I am at +3. So my position is so good that even after blundering my queen, I am still winning. I'm simply winning. So I try to collect my nerves, calm down. This is also something that I wanted to talk about more. Mentality, it's huge. I can see some players, totally just falling apart after blundering their queen. But for those players that have a good mentality, resilience, they can still keep going. So okay, I took. I also saw this move. It's pretty obvious, cutting circulation between my rooks and disconnecting them. I thought about taking with the rook, but again, very low on time. I said, nah, I can take with the pawn because if he takes, then I take again with the discovery check, and I have things. I ended up playing this, which threatens checkmate. I think the engine liked this a little bit better. I think the engine liked that a little bit more, but it doesn't matter. I'm threatening checkmate. Classy move. I always love doing these types of moves. Love doing these types of moves where your opponent gives you a check and you just move. Yeah, I'm not taking the pawn. In this case, it was even more obvious why you shouldn't take this pawn. If I would have taken it, I give him ideas of giving me a check and remaneuvering. I don't think it would have changed much. Maybe I'm completely wrong, but okay, doesn't matter. I don't need to take that pawn. This just straights everything. I can now take the pawn. It's moves like this, classy, simple, that it sometimes win you games, classy, simple moves. Yeah. So that was this game. Now this game. Yeah, that was this game. Now this game. Let me see. Another interesting game. It got interesting around here, I think. Yeah, around here. Going a lot. I could tell that my opponent wanted blood because he was just putting all his pieces close to me. I needed to be very careful, but of course, he made a mistake. This is also something that I've learned. I've learned to become good, in quotations, because obviously I'm not that good at chess, but decent or good when it comes to defending, because I have fought against a few of these guys that they just attack you. And look at this. What's the body count? 3 pieces versus 4 of my pieces. So, it just took some simple calculation, knowing that this didn't work. Simple calculation, knowing that this didn't work. I was going to be in time to defend everything. He made my life easier. He definitely made my life easier by trading. But yeah, and I actually had a mistake here. I just remember maybe this wasn't the best idea, trying to open up this side. And here's my mistake. That's my blunder. He can just do this and that's it, I'm losing a piece. But lucky for me, he didn't see it. I was able to make a comeback well, not make a comeback, but I was able to, reclaim my winning advantage. Uh, and yeah, a little switcheroo in here does nothing. He made my life extremely easier by exchanging pieces. As you can see, I was very low on time, so I didn't know where to put my bishop. Then I found the correct move, which is that, so that I can take, and then I can take if he were to push, and then I just defend. Another nice win. You saw that my opponent had 16 minutes on the clock, and I had like 30 seconds on the clock. So yeah, it's funny. Now with this game, give me a second. Okay, this game. I think it is this moment where it started to get a little interesting. We just traded. I don't know. I put my knight in here. I grabbed a bit more space. And here, as you can see, putting my knight in here is brilliant. Okay, maybe not, not brilliant as in a brilliant move, but it's a fantastic idea. My knight is very pretty, right there, very pretty. He doesn't want to take. Obviously, I am very comfortable, and I'm totally cool if he were to do something like this. Or I don't know if it would have been better to take with this pawn or the other one, but the point is I'm very comfortable if he were to do any of those moves. Then a funny moment happens here. Yes, this is the funny moment, yeah. I didn't want it to take. I didn't want it to do any of these. As you can see, it was me. It was the one that, blundered my +2 advantage. I blundered my +2 advantage into an equalish game. If anything, now he's at plus 0.5, 0.7, plus 0.8, so almost plus 1. So now, yeah, he would be better. But this is, he got greedy in here. This is something that I saw later, and I didn't feel bad at all. Because yes, he won a pawn. I blundered a pawn, he won a pawn, which, I mean, he got great in here. But it doesn't matter. This is also something that I had to learn over time, that, I don't care if you win a pawn, and when the pawn isn't even worth it, In this case, this is a double pawn. It's not doing much. This is also very, very interesting. I was creating something in here. He didn't want it to do anything. So now I push here, and let me just say that this pawn is not just a pushed pawn. This isn't just a push pawn. It is in a dark square too, so it can't be targeted by your light square bishop. Then I played a move that I also thought about playing a few moves ago. This to prevent him from coming in the past. I mean, advancing forward. If he were to try to break it, I would have probably defended to keep up this area. Then I finally reroute my light square bishop, putting pressure in this weak point, but also allowing me to just take the pawn that he took a few moves ago, and just be completely winning. As you can see, this position is plus 3.5, plus 4 almost. So yeah, very nice moment here too. He wanted to trade. I don't want to trade right now. If we are trading in my terms. This move, this little thing that I just did here, is something that I've seen computers do to me. Sometimes I played against computers in endgames, just to practice endgames. And of course, engines destroy me. They beat me. Like, I could be drawing them for, let's say, 10, 15 moves, but then I'm the one that makes a blunder. And now they win. So I've played, this move that I just did is something that Stockfish has done to me in the past. a lot of times. So yeah, this type of move, that he had a pawn in here a few moves ago. He did this little thing, and then it's like, yeah, let's trade now. Nah, we're trading in my terms. Whatever, I take here. I take the pawn. I take another pawn. And I didn't even need it to defend my light square bishop. I just push. I have a queen. I go here. Check and check. Mate. Okay. And lastly, my last win here in chess.com for the streak. Wait, was this even a? Well, huh? This looks like a little mistake. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, I'm not even counting this. I mean, yes, I won. But this is just dumb. Yeah. My opponent made a little mistake. Yeah. So. Okay. Now this game. This is a very interesting game because I was definitely holding my own, I think. But then I just lost the thread, and I think I was even better. There you go. +1. I was even better at some point, but yeah, there was one move. Yes, there was one move that just threw my advantage, and I think it was this. I think this was the bad move. Yeah. And I just couldn't. Oh, I think it was also this. This was also bad. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this was okay. But I don't know. There was. It must have been this. Maybe this is okay. Taking the knight is okay. But I think pushing this was the bad move. I don't know. It was one of those two. I tried to defend and create something, but he infiltrates, which sucks. So yeah, dark square bishop can't touch a knight that is in an outpost, and it's a light square. So yeah, it's very bad. And yeah, he just takes here, and I actually lose on time. But look at this, +3. Well, -3 because black. Yeah, it's very bad. A very bad game. Yeah, you see the engine is saying 0 blunders, 0 mistakes, 0 misses. It's probably bad. It's probably wrong. I'm sorry. I definitely had blunders and mistakes. And then this game. Okay, this game was also sad because I think I was holding my own, but I tried to identify what went wrong in these two games, and this is something that I haven't talked about, but like I said, it's mentality, right? So my mentality in the games that I won, I was feeling good. You need to understand this. I was feeling good. I was well rested, and I was even craving to play chess. I was even feeling a little bit comfortable. I wanted to play chess. I was in the mood. The past 5-6 games, that draw, and then the 5 wins that I got in a row. That's how I was feeling. Okay, good, happy, even craving chess. But the first loss that hurt me because I was still feeling like I wanted to play chess, but I will admit that I wasn't craving it as much. And then this game that you're seeing right now, I think I played this game immediately after losing. I think that's what happened. Maybe I'm wrong, but I have done that in the past, and it usually doesn't end well because you want to justify yourself. You want to say, "Oh, that I can't. I just lost. No, that can't be. I need to win. I need to go and win the next game," and that could end up backfiring. And in this case, look at the clock situation. As usual, I am very low on time. And I just made a, one move blunder. Just a one move blunder that cost me the game. Yeah, it's whatever, yeah. It's lost. And a few days later, I then went on to win another game, 53 mover. Some of my games do go the extra mile, you know, like 50, 40, 69, 53 moves. But anyways, then a few days pass. See, January 23, January 29. A few days passed, and I won this game then. And I haven't showed you the Lichess games yet, so hold on. Oh, this is yeah. I knew it. When my opponent played this, my spider senses tingling, uh, tingling, because I knew this was not good. I just felt it. I just felt it. I knew that this wasn't good. And I actually think the computerchess.com said, "Oh yeah, this is a great move. It was good what you did. It's good to first boo the knight, then that." So again, you can also learn about this. You don't have to always, um, go for it, be desperate. So, because of course I could have just push and then push after trading, right? You move or you actually already exchange. Uh, yeah. I didn't have to do that. I was calm and I said, okay, it's probably best to move the knight. Boo the knight first, right? And yeah, you would. I think I also had some ideas that if you move here, maybe after this, and then this, maybe I had this, and I had ideas of putting more pressure like that. So you exchange. There were ideas like that. I think something like that. But whatever. He ends up doing this. I push. I had also calculated what happens if this. I think I'm perfectly fine. I don't remember what I calculated, but maybe it was this. Maybe it was pushing. If he takes, I take because you're still forked or something. It was something like that. Or maybe actually, oh, my bad. If he plays this, I can just move. That's true. I can honestly probably just move because now you're attacked. You save this bishop. Let's say you move here. I then fork you. You take me. I take you. You're still forked. So I think that is what I saw. But okay, he obviously knew. My opponent obviously knew. So just took and already gave me the piece. And this position is +5 almost. Well, -5 because black. But yeah, I pushed this pawn just to more or less control this knight. When he played this move, of course he played it to so my bishop, it's not touching this, but when he played this pawn is now a little softer. Yes, it is currently defended by queen and knight, but no longer by the pawn. So another obvious thing you can learn from chess is that when you make a move, that move, how big was that move? What changes? Does it? What changes? You were defending this, now you're not defending that. Now you're defending that. What changes? I played this with the idea of, yes, fianchetto, my bishop there. But I also had plans that I also considered something like that, like this because I knew his queen could come here, so then I could do this. Yes, I had considered something like that, but again, I said, you know what, this may not be the best move, but it's not a bad move. It's a pretty good move or a solid move. Let's trade queens. I'm offering you to trade queens because I can afford it. It's that simple. You made a bit of a mistake in the early on. I got a piece. I can afford to play slow, and I can afford to play solid, offering exchanges because I am up a whole piece. By the way, I also saw that this was a safe move because you can't take this pawn; it's still defended. Yeah. Anyways, I think this was a waste too. A bit of a waste. Like do this, then I play this, and then you move again. That's too many moves with the queen. +5. Well, I'm at my -5. So I just put my rooks together. Nothing too special. Then I decided to double them here, and this was also a very nice move. I played this, putting a lot of pressure in this move, and I got what I wanted. Something has to give, okay? Something has to give. So he played this move, which now gives me a beautiful outpost for my knight. And not just that, but also, if in the future this knight gets taken, I will then have, pressure with my dark square bishop. So my knight stands very pretty here. I go back with the light square bishop, and yeah, I can afford to play slow or one changes. And yeah, he just takes. He takes. This is helping me a lot. In here, I thought about either doubling or going here, putting pressure here, maybe even then bring the rook here, and I mean, let's say queen moves, I can actually take here because the knight is pinned. But I didn't do that because then you can get a little crazy here, and I would have needed to be careful and or calculate his queen infiltrating. So I said, you know what, I think this might be easier. Rook lift, my idea. This simple. And props to him, because props to my opponent, because they found a very nice idea, and it was to go here. But I quickly found a solution, and I think the engine wanted me to play this or this, and then I take. I think that's what the engine wanted, because your knight can't really move, at least not as easily. Or maybe this, so that if you play this, it's not touching me like that, and I can always take here. The point is, you're pinned, right? You're still pinned. The idea was obviously, there's a lot of pressure here with my rook and bishop, but I didn't. This is the first thing I saw, so I just played it because it was good enough. Oh yeah, I took, and oh boy, there's a fork, but I mean, I fork you back, and obviously, if the X takes, I'm totally winning. I sit my rook, whatever. And if maybe I could even sack my rook and take here, because I mean, I don't think you would have wanted to move here, so maybe you stay here and I take. Yeah, I can also. I mean, and of course, this is what happened. Which he took my queen, I took, takes, totally winning. I obviously, yeah, he made my life easier here, because I actually thought that when I played this, I thought, he would go here, and now I need to think. I have to be careful. Do I take like this and, stay pinned, or do I move back and then still threaten to take here? He can't push. I'm always gonna take, but I need to be careful. But no, he just made my life much easier. We traded, and yeah, the rest is history. A little careful though. You do have to be a little careful. He can't enter. Be careful. This is something that I totally saw, so I allowed this check, so that if he gets greedy and pushes his pawn, which he actually did, I just sack everything and I'm totally winning. So that's it. That's the most recent chess.com games. And now finally, let's go to Leeches. This was my first ever game in Leeches. Can you hear this? Okay, looks like you can. Okay, this is my first ever game in Leeches with this account. And, well, I play a lot more in chess.com because there's just more players. It's that simple. It is more popular. There's more players. And there was moments where, yeah, I struggled to find games in Leeches for two reasons. One, because of Elo, right? Like, we can also talk about this, okay, about Elos, right? Being way more inflated in Leeches, but let's just say that I'm way higher rated in Leeches Rapid than in chess.com Rapid. I don't know what this is. Maybe it's because chess.com might have more cheaters. And this is actually something that surprised me, because, Leeches is open source. It's free and open source, FOSS. So I thought, a company I think chess.com is a private company, so I thought, hey, chess.com being a private company, they might have. I mean, they can afford it, right? They should have more equipment, more technology to get rid of cheaters. But I've heard people say that Leech's algorithm, like Leech's has some, they cooked up some incredible uh, anti-cheater detection that is arguably better than chess.com. So, maybe it's actually more likely for you to find cheaters in chess.com than in Leeches for two reasons. One, it's more popular. Chess.com is more popular. And two, uh, well, two is that apparently there is arguments of people saying that Leech's cheating detection is way better than what chess.com has. I even thought, why doesn't then chess.com just grab like their cheating tools that Leeches has? Uh, assuming you can, because everything is FOSS, free and open source software. Uh, but I saw some people say that maybe it's because of ego. Like chess.com would say, "Nah, I want to use my own stuff. I don't want to grab the competition, even though it's FOSS." Okay. Anyways, so this was my first game in Leeches. Uh, Not much to say. It was demolition. Uh, but I wanted to tell you this. Oh, I could have obviously made it with this, but it's always more. I guess it's they say it's more humiliating to checkmate with the pawn. That's why I just did it with the pawn. You notice how this rook never moved. This pawn never moved. This pawn never moved. This pawn never moved. My opponent's. This piece has never moved too for my opponent. Anyways, first game ever in Leeches, absolute destruction, because obviously Leeches needed to know my level. Let's go to the next game. I got a year ago. This just shows you that I don't really play Leeches. I love Leeches. Okay, I need you to understand that I love Leeches, but I don't play Leeches because you know, like I said, there's a smaller pool of players, so it's because that's what confuses me. In Leeches, in chess.com, I think I peaked at 1800 or shy of 1800 in Rabbit chess.com. I believe I peaked at shy of 1800. Look at that, yeah, shy of 1800 in Rabbit. Uh, and and in here I'm basically like 2100, 2000, 2100, let's say, maybe even 2200 in Rapid Leeches. But maybe you could say that that's not as impressive because there is less players in Leeches, so having one good player in Leeches, you're showing off, so I don't know, but okay. Another game in Leeches. I knew that it didn't work. I know why my opponent played this. I know why. They took this thinking that I take like that and now there's no defender here, but they're wrong. My queen is defending, so yeah. And now my rook is defending that. He traded and made my life easier again for multiple reasons. He made my life easier because now there's less pieces to calculate, less pieces to worry about, and you're not supposed to do that when you're losing. If I'm winning, I want trades, so thank you. But also, he helped me because now these two pawns are together, so yeah. Okay, again, I'm totally cool trading. Yeah, check here, infiltrating, nice move. Check in here. Also another nice move because the idea is you take, I take, and you cannot take, because if you take, oh buddy, that's gonna be checkmate. That's gonna be checkmate, okay? Your queen being here, yeah. So that was the idea, and I just infiltrated. I'm tagging your queen, threatening checkmate. So he does that, and I could have picked this checkmate or this checkmate. I took the rook and this checkmate. GG's. Next game. Queen f5. Huh. Just a queen queen. Oh yeah, I guess I talked with my opponent and they didn't resign. So bad sport. I've also met a lot of players like that they're just bad sport and they don't resign. Uh, um, but yeah, another game. Uh, the killer move was this, the pin to the queen. Uh, I guess also just again you need to be patient. I was in no rush to take until now, but yeah, I didn't need it to take. And it looks like my opponent, yeah, they didn't resign or something. So yeah, I just yeah, another whatever game. Uh, just straight up liquidate. This is important. This is very important. I played this right. Okay. I play this because if I would have played this, you push. This is a check. You push, and I am dead. I am lost. In the next move, I can't even go here because the knight. This just push, discover by the bishop, and I can't go here into any of these two squares. So I would then need to go back. You promote into a queen. I'm dead lost. So critical. I knew that I couldn't do that. So then I try to find another way, something like this, then maybe this, then maybe this, walk via the dark squares. And then, my opponent, the moment they left this diagonal to maybe scare me now with this, I said, perfect, now it's my moment. I get a check here, but perfect, it's my moment. So now I can afford to do this because there won't be any discovery. And even if you push, I can take with the queen or, even go here. But okay. Just go here. GG's. They lost. Or it looks like they didn't resign. They just, timeout. This was another interesting game because GG's, good sport, I guess. Gukesh World Champ. I guess I played this when Gukesh became World Champ, I guess. So I'm telling you, sometimes I get in the mood. I'm telling you, sometimes I get in the mood of chess because I see chess players play at a tournament or something like that. So I get in the mood, Anyways, this nothing special so far, I guess. This was a one move blunder by my opponents. I just they took, and whoops! How are you defending these? You just can't. So yeah, you move this guy, I take this, and then if you take this, I take this, takes. What's the body count? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So I'm totally winning. That's the point. If you do this again, I take this, and we are. You then move this to try to hit me with this covering. I can take here with check, or maybe even try to go back. Maybe. It's just totally lost. So one move blunder mistake by my opponent. What happened here? Just trading. Another interesting moment. I was totally cool trading. I think at this point I was very low on time, so I had to accept just trading. And my opponents didn't want to trade until again my spider senses tingling in here, and I realized, oh, there's something wrong with this move. And I played this, which actually, funny enough, I'm not reviewing this. I could review it, but I think the engine found a way to get out of here. Let me see if I can pull it up. Exactly. It says that this is a mistake. It says that this is a mistake by me, and that he had a way out. So this is what was played, which is a blunder. But it wanted in this, and then I have to. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I can't play this now. I can't because this is a check. I have to take because it's forking my king and queen, so I have to take, and then I take like that. And yes, you might be thinking, okay, take the knight. What's the body count? 1, 2, 3 versus 3, 4. Material isn't everything. Okay, material is not everything. I am totally losing now. I have to give up my queen, and yeah, this is just losing. So yeah, this is something that I also saw. I would have saw if my opponent would have played this. I do know that I now can't play this. I need to go for this and survive. Just try to survive. But this this is not gonna be easy. It's plus 7. I'm sorry, 0.7. So my opponent is winning. Okay. I would have needed to survive that. Okay, but okay. I guess I tricked my opponent. I more or less tricked my opponent with this. He took. My opponent took. I took. They took with a knight, which apparently the engine wanted with the rook. But okay, they took with knight. Simple, nice move. Moving the rook from danger, and if you want to take, that's fine. I'm solid. Okay, I'm solid. And this knight is controlled. Okay, decently controlled. He goes back. I can afford to double rooks essentially. Scare the queen away. A bit of maneuvering. And then here we were both very low on time. Look at that, 19 seconds for my 13 seconds. So we were both very low on time. I had an inaccuracy right here. My opponent had a mistake. I see this. The emitter just wants to give up give me material, but you still get a pawn, and but there's a bigger issue here. Yeah, yeah, it actually wants me to do this, but assuming I would have taken. Yeah, like you're not lost, okay? Like you are lost, but you don't get your queen trapped, okay? Because this is actually what happened in the game. You get your queen trapped, and this is how the game ended. I just quickly found this, and I realized, wait, isn't his queen a little short on squares? This is why earlier in the game, when I did this, I actually wasn't scared. When he moved his queen here, I wasn't scared. I knew he could defend, and I actually knew that this could be dangerous for my opponent. His queen could be getting trapped, which is actually what happened. Trapped queen, dead by knight, dead by bishop, dead by knight. Rook is defending. This is defended by rook and queen. Dead by queen or rook. Dead by queen. Queen kills you. King kills you. Also, king could have killed you here. You die by knight or rook. You die by bishop. You die by knight. I don't have to take you with the queen. And then here, you die by the rook. So yeah, this queen is strapped. So yeah. And lastly, I think I can go to yeah, this game. Okay, lastly, the game I lost here in Leeches. Of course, I didn't like that I lost this game, but I was kind of happy that I lost because my God, they could think I'm an engine, and that's not bueno. Although, if Leeches does have, if people do have, if these Leeches and Chess.com have good anti-cheating systems, then they should know. They should know. But okay, this was just bad by me. Of course, I saw my opponent playing, trying to attack me. But I just miscalculated the massive, like I'm getting absolutely destroyed here. I just didn't think much of it. But yes, in hindsight, maybe just giving up a pawn, literally giving up a pawn here. I don't know. I remember checking this game real quick just to see, what was the idea. But yeah, I even had to give up the rook because I think there was some nasty idea. For example, if I play this, which I thought about, he can boot my knight, and this knight has nowhere to go actually. He also has this a fork. So yeah, it was bad, but it didn't matter. So yeah, sorry for the long video. This was a very long video, and I actually wanted to still talk about way more things. But yeah, mainly I guess just to quickly I guess wrap things up. uh, Psychology matters a lot. Well, psychology and also you matter a lot. Yes, you do need to practice and get better. Yeah, sure. But your mood. This is what I'm trying to say. That your mood matters a lot because I was in a very good mood when when I was in my winning streak, uh, and that helped me a lot. Being in a good mood, well rested, even craving chess, having not having anything going on in my head because, like I said, one of the many reasons why I don't like chess as much as I once did is mainly because of life. Life gets in the way, and it's also kind of sad that only the top 20, top 30%. I mean, not only the top 20, top 30 players can make a living off of chess, meaning that it's extremely competitive, and other um, there are other fields where they're not as competitive, and you don't need to be literally the top 20 guys, the top 30 people to make a living off of it. Less competitive, easy to get into, and you can make more money. There are other fields like that, okay? Um, so yeah, but okay, just kind of wanted to show this. Kind of sucks that I took my first L in Leeches. I had a 100% victories because I had won five, six games in a row. Uh, but yeah, it's okay. Like I said, I'm actually kind of okay with that loss because I don't want people thinking, yeah, that it's because I'm telling you, it has happened in the past that a few people do tell me, hey, stop cheating, and the funny thing is that I mean, I'm not that good. I'm not as passionate in I'm not as passionate um, as I once was. So this actually makes me weaker. It makes me weaker because I don't have that burning passion for chess that I once had. But yeah, uh, a very long video. But okay, just kind of I hope I helped a little with yeah. I mean, just showing the games. Maybe you took a thing or two. Uh, Maybe you also learned the other uh, the other things about chess. How your mood matters, sleeping well matters. Uh, Having things in the back of your head also, it's big because, like I said, life got in the way, so I'm not into chess as much as I once was. But if I would have I mean, if I had an easier life, let's say that, I would definitely be performing much better. And also if I still had that burning passion for chess. But okay, um, I guess I'm repeating myself. Uh, yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess. I hope this was useful. And yeah, bye.